I met with the QA test manager, only to be told he was leaving. That's who I was going to work for. The first of the C2 products, the name from the Home Office spec, had been shipped, and there were 7 more to complete. 2 months later, the system manager who recruited me was moved out to Erith, the Erith plant, and never seen again, so that was him gone as well, so that was a good start. The 5 managers left, ran it as a committee. I built new test jigs for the assemblies, and parts were set up at all the final levels on the bench. Systems went together and worked then. This after I had recruited Tom T, John T and Dominic from my last company. Dominic went on to go to Philips, the others stayed for a long time. Tom went in 2005 and John Taylor about the same, I suppose, so they good service. The C2 could have, and all the software people aren't here this time, are they? They might have listened to some of this. The C2 could have 24 operators and 40 radio channels. Some could be telephones, which could dial operators or radio channels by decoding the 10 IPS dialing. The system typically contained 500 modules, all built and tested from scratch. The operator had an Intel 4044-bit processor and had 1200 baud data links and 4-wire audio. The 3 controlling computers were computer automation LSIs 2, and 1 to run, 1 to standby and 1 as auto changeover, and a hot spare. At 16-bit core and 16k of bits. It ran up from code in 6 seconds. Eventually, only one of the managers stayed to run the business, and his name was Bob. Right? We supplied Tayside before I started. Northampton, you have to have this list because you can go see all these people.
Why do you think I'm recording it?
You're not. Northampton, Leicester, Nottingham, Bedford, Essex, West Mercia, West Yorks, South Yorks, North Yorks, Glasgow buses. They ain't Stanmore, I forgot that one. Hertfordshire, Cheshire, Norfolk, North Wales, and Dorset had 2, and the Spanish police had 1, and we also recruited Ricky from Spain. So a total of 19 systems went out. And they were about 20 times what I earned in those days. By this time the 4040 had gone obsolete, so the 8035 was used, so it didn't take long for that to go obsolete. Cyfas mobile data. The unit sent 110 baud messages from another LSI2 computer. It reduced air traffic and gave the controller location and info on a video screen or map display. We built units for Merseyside, Sussex, South Wales Police. About 600 units were built. It was modified again with an 8085 for Strathclyde Fire to interface for the command and control. 300 units were built. We then became Burnadept Cyfas because we'd taken over Cyfas. In the 80s, Cellcore was required, that's when Mike comes along now. The C2000 was born with an add-on rack for Cellcore using microcontroller technology that we got from Cyfas. The first was for Manchester Buses and a local dispatch company. CX2000, as they were called, was sold to West Midlands Gas. Remember that one well, don't you?
Yeah, remember that.
Strathclyde Police. They all had, and they had the last one. This replaced their 1975 C1 system that they obviously bought off Costa before it became Burnadept. The outstation signalling unit used 1200 baud FSK signalling, which was an offshoot of the Cyfas data products, but over landlines to connect to any type of base station. Then the mini system came along. Large systems were very expensive, so a lower cost system was developed for divisions. It did 4 operators and 10 channels, and had a Corndon low cost processor with EEPROMs. These went to Northern Ireland, about 13 I think. The analogue line cards could not do AC signalling, so a replacement was designed. We ripped off the Pi signalling format and stole their order. Mike went out, didn't he?
Yeah,
didn't get shot at. C20s. For the larger low-cost systems, the Corndon shelf and later STE shells were used, and the C20 was born. The AC signalling system was used on the C20 for Eastern Gas, which had speech synthesis, as well as for those mobiles without cell call. The system was redesigned, and I got the job. This I thought was the end of my job in tests. This was 1986. Okay, perhaps not, it says. I had complained about poor design of products, so became production engineering and later engineering manager. After all that, the managers were terminated when another company took control. We were taken over again, and the training manager, Ian Druitt, ran the business. Myself and Mike were now in charge.
Oh,
These were fine for divisional control rooms, and Herts Police had 6. Some C2 systems were converted to C20 to extend their life. In 1986, there'd been a VHF band change, and the Home Office were looking for some racks to put all their kit in. Well, the control rooms had no more money left for that, so we tendered for that, and surprisingly, we got the job. We bid to build 500 racks with a £1 million order, and this was to be done in 40 weeks. There was a serious shortage of RF connectors because we wanted like 10,000 of them, and how many? Unfortunately, the Burnadept plant lacked some work, so they nicked half of the order. We built 30 racks a week. After that, there was little work. We changed hands again and became Cyfas Systems. C10, we had a meeting with the old Home Office engineers, now sold off by Maggie as details. And they wanted something like the Pi mascot that didn't need reprogramming charges for every little change, because they didn't like that. Oh, that's another £2 grand, didn't like that much. The C10 was conceived again by modifying Cyfas data signalling at 110 baud and adding the Pi PTT tone. This would all be link programmable. The 8051 processor was used. The base station end was used later to be DC to AC signalling systems, DACs. We sold 100 of them to Met Police and 100 to Rockwell Collins, plus many to police forces. Nash remembers them well.
That was me, so...
Make one of these. Raspberry moves in. Stuart and Ron turn up. Then, via various takeovers in 1998, Raspberry team arrived to fill up the empty factory space, and we're down to about 20 people. This was then Bill Wood was in control. Remember him, don't we, Stuart? Yeah. We were all busy again. We became Cyfas Raspberry and later CRI. Stuart and Ron are here. Ron said he thought I knew what I was doing, so he left me to do what I could get on with.
Go on,
In 1991, Mr. Nash arrived and was told the C20 was dead. He sold the very last one to Swaziland in 1999. Some death. Some of the systems were recovered C2 systems and re-engineered for new customers, early recycling. These went to Humberside and Derbyshire. He targeted all the old customers and the competition, now complying with Home Office's C3 spec, and sold them 1200 baud signalling units, which Cyfas suggested to the Home Office should be in their new spec. A revamp of the old OSU saw the B-Slim, LTU and LSU created. Some excellent PCB design work by Kate here. Sometime here, Stuart and friends bought back the company and later sold it to Mid-Kent Water. Don't know who your friends were, Stuart, but... Mr. Moore. Yes. We then invented the radio management system to monitor base station alarms from the LSU. Raspberry had used an alarm display package on their systems. We worked with Tate as we had a call from Strathclyde. Could we copy the system that Pi, now Philips, had sold there? Yes, we could, and sold them over a 6-year period 10 systems. Tate were now in the police market. The radio band change in the mid-80s did not provide connection for the old Cyfas data units, so some customers wanted this feature back. Manchester Fire's spec detailed the unit exactly the same size as the old one, so of course we bid for it and got the job. We've done some work with the Home Office, was developed, and the new system was born using the C20 processor and the LSU techniques. Sussex Police, Cleveland Fire and Bedfordshire Fire, including GPS location, followed. During this time, approvals from BABT and EMC issues cost us dearly, but it had to be done. We're getting near the end now, we're getting near the end. Next page. The Nova NCX 2000. In 1993, we acquired the Nova NCX 2000. Digital switch and Bryan Rowe. Cyfas did not have the money in the 80s to do this.
What's Bryan Rowe?
This cut off our relationships with competitors. Nash sold one to Durham as his first test site. We now have Nix in field. The first was to Northumbria Fire. He sold 40 operators and 100 channels to Humberside. Later this was seen to be too unwieldy and divided in two. And they actually paid for that as well, didn't they? Norfolk was the next to go. The systems had 2 processors but no auto changeover. They also took 6 minutes to come up from cold start, not the 6 seconds in the C2. Later he sold Durham another 6. For this we needed a voter, and again the Philips Mobicom was targeted for a copycat using parts from the Cyfas 300 baud mobile data system and modifying the LSU to give a vote tone. Tetra is coming. We were invited to attend the Tetra Working Party group as control rooms were excluded from the Tetra rollout. Things moved very slowly. A few of these 10s were sold. Times got hard and again both parts were sold off. The buyout. 8 of us bought Cyfas with our redundancy and kept things going. I was just 50 then. What would I do? Finish off the leftover jobs? We were soon accepted by our existing customers of many years and wished us all the best. I don't think Durham did he? He was a bit grumpy. Ron. Orders built up again as the Tetra revolution started. Systems to convert or replace now needing the Motorola CCI port interface. The CX3000, the CX2000 digital switch was expensive, so using proprietary processor and cards, the CX3000 evolved. It surfaced in about 2003 for Westminster's Airport. Again, the old customers were targeted. They went to Cleveland Fire, Shropshire Fire, Humberside and Norfolk Police. The radio management system continues a backup using fixed mobiles for when the airwave network failed. This was for Thames Valley. This proved very costly and was soon removed due to the landline costs, which they were told me was £70,000 a year. Last page. The sellout in 2008. The management sold, I think it's 2008, was it? Something like that. 7 was it? The management sold out to Sedgwick, again by another Bob. When Firelink came along, all the same problems appeared. No proper control room solution for those without an X. This left 5 brigades, some with Home Office C12s from the early 80s. Fortunately, Mike had the Telex product in his sight, and with some anglicising, this did the job. These were temporary solutions in 2009, some are still in service. Later, the ambulance service wanted Tetra dispatch for small divisions, so the CSoftPlus was invented. In 2015, the ambulance rollout for ECS commenced, and Motorola started talks with Cyfas. The buyout again, and here we are today. I hope it carries on for another 40 years, because Matthew needs a job. I never thought I would end up employed by Airwave. The grief they gave us at rugby. Enjoy the party. Mike's is in February. Here you go.